I assume someone or some people in my family must have had schizophrenia down the line. But it was likely hidden, like all mental illnesses back in the day. One thing I noticed in a schizophrenia support group is how absolutely self-involved the mothers are about the situation. They don't seem to feel any empathy for their child's situation and are only focused on themselves. I grew up with a narcissistic mother whose love was conditional. My dad was worse. I did smoke pot and dabble in festival drugs, but nothing crazy. I think it was mostly the combo of genetics and childhood trauma that caused it for me. What about you guys? Anyone have a thought on why this happened to them? Hello. I'm so happy a community like this exists. I've had the misfortune of being tortured by reptilians in a different reality. I learned some significant things. 1. They do not shapeshift. They are always in reptilian form. Our brains perceive them as human. 2. They collaborate with Jewish women from powerful Illuminati families. In the end time, they plan to kill off Jewish men and replace them with reptilians. These women plan to do this to the men in their families, husbands, brothers, fathers, and sons. They plan to keep the rest of humanity in chains. 3. There's about 8 realities. People at elite boarding schools and secret societies know about these, how to access them, ABS about the reptilians. Some of these Illuminati families are hybrid reptilians. Some collude with them. Others pretend to appease them but plan their eventual overthrow. This is the planned New World Order. It is not a sinister plan, as often depicted, but meant to ultimately set humanity free. Recently in January I had to have a heart and liver transplant. When the team came to get me for my transplant, everything went so quickly in terms of them wheeling me out and putting me to sleep. I don't remember anything that happened, but I do remember this. The doctors said I had died and they brought me back within the first hour of the procedure when they were putting me to sleep. And this is where it gets weird. I didn't have any dreams except for one where I was in an airport terminal. I just walked through the doors and I could see other people. But one person stood out, which was my brother. Now my brother died in 2004 at 19 years old in a car accident. But I saw him and he looked older, like the age he was supposed to be. He saw me and started waving at me. Like, hey there. But then I started walking toward him and he waved me off to go back to where I came from. I totally believe he was there at the entrance to the afterlife to tell me it wasn't my time yet. But yeah, that's my experience. I, 17 female, am visiting Western Iowa to see cousins, and my little brother, 10 years old, was annoying me with these stupid local stories about a shapeshifter demon that his friends told him or something, and at 9 o'clock last night he absolutely terrified me by jumping out of my closet at me and grabbing me by the arms. I told him off and put him in his room. And then I literally swear I passed my brother in the hallway, but he couldn't have walked past me even in the dark. He just stood and stared at me really creepy like. How is this possible? I know it was really dark, but there is no way it wasn't him. I walked back towards the kitchen to get a glass of water. I suddenly felt terrified for no reason. Like heart stopping my scared. You Redditors are super good at research. Can you help me figure out who/what this was? Please do it quick. I'm terrified to go out of my room at night tonight. Hey guys. I'm a dancer and I have now worked in 3 separate haunted strip clubs, and I was just wondering if there's a pattern here, or if it's just wicked out here. Have you ever been to, worked at, or heard a story of a haunted strip club? 2 of the 3 of mine used to be old strip clubs from the 70s, and the other was a brothel back in the 1800s. Is this common in this industry? If so, makes sense with all the violence that happens against SIG** workers. Any hoodle, let me know. This happened a few years ago. I got reminded of it and told I should post it here. I would have been around 1920s at the time and living with my roommate, Also my best friend, who for as long as I can remember, has had a ghost following her. It has messed with me in the past but never anything like this, just doing shit to scare me, but that's another story. Sorry if this is kind of long and a little scattered. This happened about 3 years ago and I don't remember all the details. But back to the story. One night we decided to get drunk and watch ghost movies. About halfway through our second movie we get the bright idea to start antagonizing her ghost. Super smart, I know, and we start saying all kinds of stupid stuff like, "I bet you don't have the ghost balls to do that. I bet you aren't even real," etc. After the movies, we go to bed and forget about it until the next night. It's around 11 p.m, she's at work and I'm home. She has an around 150 pounds Anatolian shepherd and I hear him freaking out, full on terrified screaming. I rush out of my room to see him pinned between the open laundry room doors and her metal bar chairs. I start freaking out trying to figure out how he got stuck, because I know for a fact I closed the doors after I was done, because if I didn't our cats would get stuck behind the washer and he never messed with the chairs. After I get him unstuck he starts growling at the corner in the dining room, teeth bared, hackles raised, and he pushes me down the hallway away from the room. He will not let me pass him, but I have to go check the doors to make sure they're locked, so I put him in my room at the other end of the hallway, which he was not happy about, and go to check the doors, and sure enough they're all locked with the deadbolts in place. As I'm walking back to my room I get a notification on my phone from our Ring camera telling me there's someone at the door. I open the app but don't see anyone, I only hear clicking like someone is tapping on the microphone. I look out the window and don't see anyone, and when I walk away I get another notification and hear from of the tapping noises. This happens multiple more times and I'm just standing there staring at my phone wondering WTF is going on. Then it clicks, it has to be the ghost. I don't even know what to do, because how do you protect yourself from a pissed off and antagonized ghost? At this point I am fucking terrified. I am home alone with her still in training, guard dog, and I can't get a hold of her because she can't have her phone on her while at work and she won't be home till after 2 a.m. So I rush back to my room and hide with her dog until she gets home. After she gets home I am still feeling pretty shaken up, so I tell her, let's go to your room, I have to tell you what happened, because I did not want to be anywhere near the dining room/kitchen. When we get to her room, her alarm clock is thrown from the other side's window directly at her feet. She just looks at me like WTF dude, so instead we go to my room and I tell her everything that happened. She ended up sleeping in my room that night, although I didn't get much sleep because I 100% believed it would invade my dreams. The next day we did some cleansing and heavy apologizing.
Like, share, subscribe and be sure to check the notification bell. Follow the Atomic Shaman on Twitter at Motel and RV Park. Listen to Paranormal Green Text Stories on Atomic Shaman TTS on YouTube. Catch the live streams of Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge only on Rumble.